I just can't figure this one out. Apparently, I'm just too doughy to do any kind of real running. Hey guys, Producer Millian coming at you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here on episode 1 of the Producer Millian podcast. I've already done an episode 0, just kind of with a quick intro. But today is an episode where I kind of felt like, I don't know, kind of getting into it. So I was signed up for a 5K run here in Las Vegas, something known as the Jingle Bell Run to benefit the arthritis.org, whatever it is. I don't really know. But anyway, so I signed up for this race. Now, it's not my first 5K. I've done 5Ks, 10Ks. I recently did a Tough Mudder a couple months ago. So getting through these things is not a big deal for me. I've done them, right? But the thing is that I am not really what you call athletic. I am not really, in shape. And weight is something I've struggled with my whole life. I've always been 20, 30 pounds overweight, especially now, even in spite of the fact of weeks of training for Tough Mudder. Somehow I got through it. And in the time since then, I've signed up for Tough Mudder again for next year, and I said this year, I'm going to dedicate just to trying to get better at things. And so with that, running has been part of my regimen because as part of the Tough Mudder, that was 10 miles, somehow uphill the whole way. I don't know how they pulled that one off, through the mountains here in Nevada, which is brutal. Now, on top of that, I said, okay, I'm doing my weight training at the gym, but at the same time, I'm going to also work on the treadmill while I'm here. I figure I'll crank it up to its highest elevation, and I use this app on my phone called like 10K Trainer from Zen Labs or something like that, and I've been using it to try to build myself back up to this because I took some time off from running because of a neck injury that I was trying to rehab, and all the bouncing up and down made it terrible. So I go out to the race today, and I was under no illusions that, okay, it's not going to be like my best race. I think the best 5K time I've ever done was like 36 minutes. So you could tell right away, not really that much of a runner. And so I've been training, I've been working out. I haven't really been eating that well, but and I'm up a few pounds since the Tough Mudder race. So a friend of mine, my teammate from the Tough Mudder, he went on this race with me today, and we were talking about, training for this year. And I'm like, okay, I want to see kind of my benchmark. I was certain. I was under the impression, 100% certain, that I was going to be able to pull off this run, and maybe not the best time, but just something decent, right? And so, get out there, and I start running, and I'm like kind of chucking along in like a normal, like a slow kind of pace, and then comes the sensation where your body's like, yeah, man, you need to stop. And so, after fighting through it a little bit, I eventually started my walk portion of it. And so it was a period of going back and forth with some walk and some run and all this. Now, what bothers me about running is that I don't understand some of this stuff. As we're coming around, when you do the 5K, they come around to an end and then you turn around. And as you're running, you see all like the really good people passing you as they're like heading back to the finish line and you still haven't got to the turnaround point yet. So I reached that point today, and I see my friend, he was with me on the Mudder race, and he's going, oh, don't give up, man. I'm like, oh, shut up. Then he runs off. And so he's like way at the front there. He finished like 14th overall. Hate that guy. Anyway, I was running, and I'm watching as people are going by, and naturally at the front of the race are the 18-year-olds with the real short shorts and long untanned white legs, and they're all just 18 trucking along. Oh, look at me, I'm 18. Oh, get out of here, kid, please stop. And so I didn't put much into that. And as I'm watching, you get your athletic people, and yeah, they're looking good, and they got nice form, and I'm like, okay, they're like that real light step like a gazelle, and I'm like, man, how do I pull that off? I'm over here huffing and puffing like, I don't know, like I'm about to just pass out on the floor, and they're just trotting along like nothing. Now, mind you, I trained for this. Not sure what I'm doing wrong, but apparently I'm doing something wrong along the way. Then, as more people are passing by, still in the front, like the leaderboard, if you will, right? And I'm looking at some of these people going, wait a sec, whoa. This woman comes by, she's in like her Santa leggings. She is not exactly what you call trim, and she is just booking it along, and I'm like, wait, whoa. How is that possible? And then as I'm kind of trucking along there, I turn and look to my right, a few minutes later, there's this big, he's like 6'2". He's easy, like 250, 260, big beer belly, Santa beard. And he just bolts right by me like I'm standing still. And I'm like, how's that possible? Check his lead, but he was right at the top. Not sure how he pulled that one off. And it seems like every time I'm on a run of some kind, any kind of physical fitness activity, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm in the zone. I got this. I got my mind in the right place. We're doing this. We're not stopping. Because that's my whole thing. I just don't want to stop. And yeah, I failed at that today. So I'm sitting there going along and I'm trying to get in my zone. I'm like, okay, I got this. Moving at a good pace. Man, I did this. I trained. And, I'm trying to build myself up. Again, as I'm running, I turn to look to my right. If you've ever run a 5K, you know who I'm talking about. The woman in the yoga pants, pushing the stroller, drinking a Starbucks, talking on her phone, pulling like a three-legged dog behind her. And the three-legged dog, he ran a heck of a race. He passed right by me too. And I'm sitting there going, come on, man. Are you kidding me? I don't understand this. Some of the people that run in these races that do a good job, they don't really model what you would expect when it comes to fitness. Now, I am not under any illusions that I am in great shape, nothing like that. I'm too doughy is what I'm trying to tell you. But I'm working on it. That's what this whole year is about, right? I guess I'm not understanding how is it that some people that are that big and that high of a body fat percentage can run that good of a race? Guys, what am I missing here? Some of you listening to this, you probably have some athletic experience, exercise, and I look back on, wait a second, I just did 20 obstacles, 10 miles in the Nevada desert, going through mud, 4 hours of this stuff, and I got through it it wasn't the best, but I got through it. A simple 5K, 3.1 mile race, I'm getting past like I'm standing still, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I am just so frustrated. When I checked it, I came in in the top third of all the categories that I was in, which is okay, and I think my time was like 43 minutes. My goal was to be under 45 today, just so I have a benchmark, which means I got to go back to the drawing board for next year's big race that we're training for. But I am so at a loss here today. And like I said, if somebody out there, if you have any idea why this is, maybe you're a trainer or you're a runner, I'm asking an honest question. I'm really not being jerky about this. I am legit asking an honest question. How is it that there are some people that A, don't look athletic whatsoever, and they're like winning these things? They have like no muscle tone whatsoever, as well as no body fat. They're like, it's like bones. It's like skeletons. It's like, it should be a Halloween run. It's just skeletons running up and down. It's like I was ready to it's like a video game. I was ready to take out a bow and arrow and start shooting them. But I'm watching these people and I'm like, okay, this guy right here has no mass. He's like that dark matter in the universe. There's nothing to this guy. And he's buzzing along like nothing. Here comes this lady, looks like the Michelin Man. I'm like, how's she doing this? This other guy, he looks like cookie dough in a tank top. And I'm like, and a Santa beard. There's a sight for you. And how are you people pulling this off? I don't get it. Guys, help me out. Somebody in the sound of my voice, no matter when you hear this, even if you hear this years from the time I'm recording this, leave me a comment, leave me a note, leave me a message somewhere, anywhere, and help me out here. What do I do? How do I actually get into running? Because apparently I'm not a runner. And people say, oh, it's genetics, this and that. But your body will adapt. You can at least put up a show. I can't even put up a show. Can't figure that out. And quite frankly, when I see stuff like that where I'm really hustling, I'm really working, I'm trying to lose body fat and it's not going away, and Beer Belly Santa passes me by like nothing, that really pisses me off. I don't know his story. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know. It's just kind of my observation. And not in a bad way, nothing against any of these people. God bless them, they could run like that. But at the same time, it's like, I'm clearly doing something wrong. Can somebody help me out with this? Can somebody throw me a bone, or preferably with pork chops on it? Somebody help me out here. So if you are that person and you have an answer for me, feel free to email me at podcast@millian.com. That's MILLIAN.com. You're welcome to message me. Help me out here. Or go to Millian.com, use the contact form, MILLIAN.com, or any of the socials. Everything's on the website. Just go there, subscribe to the newsletter, the email list, all that good stuff. And let's connect up. Help me, somebody. I don't know what to do. I got to figure this out. All right, guys, that's why running pisses me off. Producer Millian coming at you. See you on the next one. Thanks, guys.